Before we proceed with our live racing on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 this July 19, 2025. For now, despite the heavy rain pouring in the city of Bordanera, we would like to have a moment of silence to pay tribute one last time to the late legend Connie Francis na nagpasikat ng awiting Pretty Little Baby na naging trending sa TikTok. Yan. So for now, in her honor, we'll now have a moment of silence despite the rain for the meantime. Thank you very much for your cooperation. Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting to you live inside DPAT's laboratory at Barangay Anonas in the city of Ordenera, the province of Pangasinan, the Republic of the Philippines. This is your host slash racer slash marshal slash producer slash director, all in one package, the Don of the New Millennium, Don Patrick D. Pataguilar, proudly bringing you race day number 6 of the 8th rounder of July 2025. Right here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. Yosh! Hello mga kadipat and good afternoon. A rainy Saturday afternoon to all of you from the city of Bordanera in province of Pangasinan, the Republic of the Philippines. Don Patrick D. Paraguilar here. Once again, proudly bringing you another set of Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action right here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 this July 19, 2025. It's a little less 1 week before I turn +1. Yan. So, less than 1 week to go bago po mag-birthday ang inyo pong lingkod. So, mga kadipat, tutuloy na po natin ang race day number 6, third to the last for the month of July 2025. So, as we take a look at this wonderful track layout designed by yours truly, although ganun lang kaikli, pero sapat na rin para masiguro po natin na magiging classic yung ating mga Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action coming at you in just a few moments. And of course, yun nga po, gaya na sabi ko, July 19, 2025, despite the fact that tropical storm or should I say severe tropical storm Krising or WIPA went out of Philippine Area of Responsibility. Actually, it's the center or the eye of the storm which exited the par line of our nation, and despite that fact, we still have heavy rains. We're still experiencing inclement weather simply because of the southwest monsoon being pulled out by the mentioned severe tropical storm. It's actually a severe tropical storm already, but it developed too late because it developed outside Philippine Area of Responsibility already. So no more further threat. Within the west side of the Philippines. It's actually in the west side of the Philippines, which experiencing moderate to heavy rainfall. And for now, mga kadipat, let's continue with our race day number 6 of the scheduled 8th rounder for the month of July 2025. It's actually my birth month, and like I said earlier, it's a week to go. Less than a week to go already before I turn +1 once more. Yan. And of course, before we proceed with our race day number 6, let's throw ourselves back from what transpired last Run and Gun Wednesday, last July 16, 2025, nung ating race day number 5, as we started our second half. In the 21 races of the single round robin, it went out to be Unicosmos topping the list with 11 points. Then followed by followed by Papa Roach's 8 points, garnering the second seed. Zenaco in third. Yes, Zenaco in third with 6 points. And then tied at fourth place were Timac Avatari and Archera Myrtle. But due to the win over the other implemented by Timac Avatari, actually wins, number of wins rather, they ended up in a draw. But due to the first course out rule, it went out to be Archera Myrtle succumbed to the tiebreaker of Timac Avatari, thereby making Timac Avatari gaining the upper hand to break that tie and enter and acquired the last semifinal slot to face Unicosmos. So the matchups where Unicosmos and Timac Avatari went in to the semifinals match. The other semifinals match was Papa Roach versus Zenaco, and it happened to be Zenaco versus Unicosmos in the championship race. Race for third were the Battle of ARs, Battle of AR chassis cars, Team Avatari and Papa Roach. And it ended up with the Team Avatari, the Aero Avante T-Mac 2024 Special 1 over Papa Roach. In that battle of limited edition cars, nanalo po si T-Mac Avatari doon ng third place. So additional 1 aggregate point on its tally this month. And in the championship race, Zenaco versus Unicosmos was the matchup, and eventually Unicosmos succumbed. Unicosmos succumbed, defeated by Zenaco in that sixth race. Surprisingly, Zenaco was able to finish 6 laps in only 1 try, and eventually Zenaco won the title against Unicosmos, and acquiring its first 3 points on aggregate. So therefore, Zenaco crowned as the new champion. Going into our today's race day, Zenaco will be the defending champion here. And podium finishers of that race day number 5, last July 16, 2025, Zenaco as champion, Unicosmos as silver, acquired the silver, and Timac Avatari got the bronze. And won the bronze rather. So after 5 race days, it's Papa Roach and Unicosmos tied on top of the car standings when it comes to aggregate scoring this month with 7 points apiece, and Timac Avatari in third, solo third with 5 points, and Zeta solo fourth with 4 points. Avatari and Zenaco tied at 3 points apiece. But of course, due to the championship won by Zenaco, Zenaco is currently at number 5 right now. Avatari at number 6. Dead last right now is Archera Myrtle, garnered only 1 aggregate point. That was way back in game 1, wherein Archera Myrtle won the 3rd place during that season 2 opener of DTL SMC. Alright, so without further ado, it's 9 minutes already, so we'll proceed right away with our race day number 6 of the scheduled 8-rounder of the month of July 2025, my birth month, of course. And once again, Don Patrick D. Paragalar here, who will be celebrating his birthday next Saturday. And Sabado night's racing, despite the heavy rainfall incurred by the combined severe tropical storm Krising and the southwest monsoon or hanging habagat in the Philippines. We call it habagat or the southwest monsoon simply because of the direction, the starting point wherein kung saan nagmumula, wherein it is considered the source of the heavy rain, coming from the southwest direction. So that's why it's called southwest monsoon. The complete opposite of that is the northeast monsoon, or in the Philippines we call that amihan, the Siberian wind, as I call it, the Siberian wind, because the hanging amihan or northeast monsoon coming from it's wind force coming from the from the Siberian Way. No? Siberia is part of Russia, formerly USSR. It's part of Russia, yung Siberia. Alam naman natin sa Siberia, napakalamig doon. So, pag nagmula doon yung hangin, pababa, pabagsak dito, that's what you call hangin amihan. It produces cool winds, especially during the last quarter of the year up to the first quarter of the year, almost. But for March to May, it's usually the summertime here in the Philippines. All the within the equator, all nations within all the archipelago and nations within that equator, within the equator line, which is the middle point of the of planet Earth, yung equator or equator as we call that. Yeah. So Tropic of Cancer is a tropical nation. Tropic of Capricorn is the south. It comprises the southern hemisphere. So Philippines is within the northern hemisphere of our beloved planet Earth. All right. So without further ado, let's proceed right away with our race number 1 of the 21 races in the single round robin for today's Sabado night's action here on DTO SMC. So let's proceed right away with Papa Roach taking on Archer Myrtle for our race number 1. It's AR versus MA to start off festivities here on DTL SMC. Once again, Don Patrick D. Paraguay with the call of what is expected to be another epic Tamiya Mini Forward Web Racing action coming your way in a few seconds. And for this matchup, it's going to be Papa Roach starting at lane 1, Archer Myrtle at lane 2. Again, that's Papa Roach at lane 1 and Archer Myrtle at lane 2 being the respective starting lanes to start off our festivities here on our Sabado night or Saturday night racing here on DTL SMC. Mga kalipat, mga katamiya, mga ka-DTL, here now is our race number 1 to start off our festivities with Saturday night racing. Tweeton. Ready, set, fight. Good. Lasing. Drunken Master. Drunken Master. Penultimate lap. Final lap. Alright. That's easy. That's easy to switch off. Starting off the Sabado Night's racing ride is Papa Roach with that victory over Archer Myrtle. So speaking of Myrtle Sarosa, alright. So congratulations for another stint at Wish Ko Lang earlier today. So napanood po natin siya sa Wish Ko Lang kanina. Ito si to my ultimate crush and my ultimate love of my life, Myrtle Sarosa. Yan. Of course, I want to greet my beloved Myrtle Sarosa. I love you so much, always forever. Hopefully, kung magawa ng paraan sa birthday ko next week, I'll visit you there at SMX Convention in Pasay. So, sana, yung makapag-spend ako ng birthday kasama ka. Ma-spend ko yung birthday ko kasama si Myrtle Sarosa. Hopefully. O mabibigyan ng pagkakataon ng Panginoon, sana. Alright. So, Papa Roach won over Archer Myrtle. Malas nga lang yung monok ni Myrtle talo. Malas. Aha. One. Papa Roach won. Archer lost. Sumabit na si Archer sa ang ganda sana. Race number 2. Race number 2 will now feature the twin Aero Avantes going at it. Team Mac Avatari taking on Avatari. So it's a battle of Aero Avantes in our race number 2 wherein Team Mac Avatari will start at lane 2 this time and it's going to be Avatari at lane 1. Again, it's Avatari at lane 1, Team Mac Avatari at lane 2 being the respective starting lanes for our race number 2. Switch on. Ready, set, fight. And we will listen. La 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 la. Pero mukhang mas lasing si... Ah, yun lang! Ayun, paano? Penultimate lap. Final lap. Alright. Avatari, winner. Alright. Avatari won. Avatari winner. Next, race number 3. Race number 3 right away will now feature Unicosmos versus Zeta for our race number 3. And for this matchup of fully called mini 4-wheel drive machines, we'll now have Unicosmos starting at lane 1, Zeta at lane 2. Again, it's Unicosmos at lane 1 and Zeta at lane 2 at their respective starting lanes in this race number 3. Switch on! Ready, set, fight. Patay! Para ka para bang bang bang. Hit and off. Winner, Zeta. Natulumi kasi si Unicosmos na ano siya, yung na wrong turn. Upon landing from the composite dragon back, it went out to be Unicosmos running in reverse direction. So, unfortunately, it hit Zeta. So, therefore, it's going to be Zeta emerging victorious over Unicosmos. Biglang mamaw si Unicosmos. Aray ko. Darag. Hit. First hit. Unang hit yun. Zeta won. First hit. So that's first hit of our Sabado night racing. Alright. Race number 4. Alright. Race number 4 right away. It's Enako versus Archera Myrtle for our race number 4. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zenako starting at lane 2, Archera Myrtle starting at lane 1. Again, it's Archera Myrtle which will be starting at lane 1. And Zenako will start at lane 2 in our race number 4. Switch on! Ready, hit, fight. Go again! I think that's inconclusive. Let's see it one more time. Let's see it one more time. We don't have the benefit of the replay, so we have to reset. Restart. Ready, set, fight. Go! So at least that's conclusive already. Inside row. Bakit nung una kasi, nagbanggaan. Tumalon sila sabay kasi. Kaya pinaulit natin. But still, nevertheless, it's a draw. But still a draw nevertheless. So, Archera Zenaku. Archera Zenaku. The first one to force out was Zenaku. Alright, race number 5. First to force out, last Archera. Race 5. Eto, magandang laban na itong susunod mga kadipat. Race number 5 will be the Battle of Drunken Masters. It's going to be Papa Roach versus Avatari. Alright. So it's Papa Roach versus Avatari for our race number 5. It's the Battle of Drunken Masters. Let's just call them Drunken Masters because they have takbuang dating. They're slow poke. They are slow poke when it comes to running or at the moment. So, for our race number 5, it's a battle of slow pokes, as we call them. Slow runners. Okay. Battle of slow runners. Okay. So, for our race number 5, Papa Roach will be starting at lane 1, Avatari at lane 2. Again, Papa Roach starting at lane 1, Avatar is starting at lane 2 in our race number 5. Speed on. Ready, set, fight. Oh, sabi sa'yo, takbuwang laki eh. Sabi ko na eh. I told ya. See, I told ya. Drunken masters going at it. But what a feel so here. At the penultimate lap, let's see. Avatar in the lead. On to the final lap we go. Let's see if Avatar can retain his lead. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was a good job indeed. Alright. Avatari winner. Avatari winning over Papa. But what a race. They're both slow pokes when it comes to racing because they may be running not so fast or not so slow. But they're just good. They're just running good thus far. So far, they're running just good. Alright, we have an official timeout. We have a rolling reaction right now. Simply because Avatar got fell off his roller. His left roller fell off. Unfortunately for Avatari, the left roller fell off. So I have to put it back. We'll try to put this back. Alright then. Well, looks good to me for now. Does it have any crack at the left side? Well, probably not. It just fell off. Accidentally fell off, but the race was already over. Race number 5 was already over that time. So I think looks fine for now. Okay. So Avatari with its second victory. Good start so far for Avatari. Paparoch. Avatari. Paparoch lost. Paparoch was just not enough. Speed of Paparoch just ain't enough right there. Alright. Race number 6 right away. It's going to be Unicosmos taking on Team Avatari. So it's a battle of whites in our race number 6. And for this matchup, it's going to be identical with the respective roller design. Are they respective starting lanes? Lane 1 or the blue lane for Team Avatari Unicosmos at lane 2 or the red lane. Once again, it's the red lane or lane 2 for Unicosmos and the blue lane or lane 1 for Team Avatari being the respective starting lanes here in this race number 6. Switch on! Ready, set, fight! Good! Good! Okay, good! Woohoo! Napasuka! Katagogan dito, pati penultimate lap. Final lap. Alright. Team Avatari victorious over Unicosmos. Alright. So far, isa pa lang ang draw. We only have one draw at the moment. So let's see at the preceding races later if we add a race or two and then in a draw. So Team Avatari won Loss. Loss na yan. O, siya na yung lalaban kay ano, Abatari. Si, loser na yun. O, tapos winner, winner, Team Abatari. Yung ni Cosmos na basuka ni Madam Kopaldi. One of my favorites from Myrtle Sarosa. One of my favorite cosplay of hers is Cobalt B. Nabalikan ni Cobalt B. Bossing. Alright. So I'll try my best on my birthday to see you again. Hopefully next week. Alright. Race number 7. Okay, it's race number 7 right now. It's going to be Archera Myrtle facing Zeta. Battle of rotating switches in our race number 7. Archera Myrtle is Zeta. And for this matchup, I have to sit down. I have to sit down for a while simply because both cars having rotating switches. Alright. So for our race number 7, it's going to be Archera Myrtle starting at lane 1 right here. And at the outer lane or lane 2, it's going to be Zeta starting here. Again, Zeta starting at lane 2, Archera Myrtle starting at lane 1 in our race number 7. Please go. Ready, set, ice. Good. Okay. Lean again. Okay, go. Out. Go again. Roller fell up. Archera Myrtle's roller fell up. So I have to glue it. At least the water didn't clean out. The water didn't come out. So I think we're okay with that. So I have to find my glue. Basically, I have to ask it here. Try to save some treatment. Any glue. Any glue that you have here. Where's my glue? I lost sight of my glue. Peace out, time out. Darling the action again. So I want to find my glue here. That's my glue. Let's see this one. Draw game yon yung kanina. Draw. Draw between Zeta and Archera Myrtle ended in a draw. Wala. Wala naman. Wala naman pala. Commercial muna saglit, commercial. Commercial muna tayo dahil sa in-action, may re-repair lang. Alright, we're back. We're back. Draw pala, but who was the first one to course out at that last race? Zeta was the first one. Alright. Zeta was the first to course out. So therefore, draw. Both cars ended in a draw. Nauna si Zeta kanina, umimbang na nataob. Tapos saka nataob din si tira. So it's a draw. So first to course out. Loser. First to course out. Imak, Zeta, Zeta. Okay, race number 8. Race number 8, right away. We have here Zenako facing Paparot. So it's another battle of it's another rematch from the previous semifinals race last Wednesday. Zenako on Paparot. So let's see if Paparot can settle a score against Zenako. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zenako starting at lane 2, Paparot at lane 1. Again, Paparot starting at lane 1. Zenako starting at lane 2 in race number 8. Switch on. Ready, set, right. Rabado, bolong, dang, dirong, bang, dang, dirong, ding, 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 ding. Alright. Penultimate lap. Final lap. Alright. Easy. Easy money for Paparot winning over Zenako. Finally settling a score. Finally settling the score against Zenako was Paparot on that note. So Zenako must face Archer Amerto. So loser again. Loser. Loser of that previous race will face Archer Amerto on the next. So that's race number 11. Next, race 9. Race number 9. Alright. Race 9 will now feature Unicosmos versus Aero Avante Atari. So it's a Cosmosonic taking on an Aero Avante once again for our race number 9. And in this matchup, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 1, Avatari starting at lane 2. So it's contrary to what their color, what their respective color design is. At the blue lane, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 1, and at the red lane or lane 2, it's going to be Avatar starting on it in this race. Number 9. 3 on. Ready, set, dive. Action. Good. Para kapatumpang ilumpang diling. Penultimate lap. Final lane danger. Bumapang. Final lap. Ready. Good thing hindi na good thing hindi natanggal. Good thing no fall off. No roller fell off. Avatari winner over Unicosmos. Panay-embang si Unicosmos ngayon. Palibasa kasi malakas. Malakas baterya. Turog. Winner. Ay hindi, tapos na. Unicosmos will face Paparot next. Kaya Archer yung kanina. Oo. Yan yung screw ni Archer Myrtle pala kanina. Yung nakapulot ko na tornilyo. Yun yung natanggal sa kanya kanina pala. Once again, to Myrtle Sarosa, yan, shout out. I love you so much, always, forever. My only forever, Mrs. Aguilar. My only pangarap na asawa. Yan. Love ya. Loss pala. Unicosmos. Another loss. Aray ko po. Aray po. Abatari, 3 straight. Mukhang sinaswerte si Abatari ngayon. Mukhang siya ngayon ang bagong magcha-champion ha. Nangangamoy bago. But so early to say. Alright, race number 10. Okay, race number 10 will now feature T-Mac Avatari versus Zeta. Alright, so Aero Abante versus Peach Spider in our race number 10 matchup, wherein T-Mac Avatari will start at lane 2, Zeta starting at lane 1. Again, it's T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2, Zeta starting at lane 1 in this race number 10. Sweet on. 1-2, 1-2 kasi. Ready, set, bye. Oy, medyo na-ta. Ay, nag! What? Draw! Draw again. Draw. Nagmadali akong kunin si T-Mac Avatari dahil na-stuck eh. E biglang na-imbang din. Final lap na sana. Draw again. Buti na lang, di pa playoffs. Di pa playoff round yun. So, sino yung unang nag-score sa T-Mac Avatari? Ate siya yung may red mark. Draw. T-Mac Avatari, Zeta ended in a draw with T-Mac Avatari first card to first out. First card to first out. So, Zeta will face Avatari in the next game. Zeta versus Avatari next. Si T-Mac Avatari tapos na siya doon. Nauna nga. Actually, nauna nga eh. Alright, race number 11. Race number 11 is going to be another ratratan. Ay, hindi. Tapos na pala. Senako Archera, tapos na pala. Oo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20. Ay, oo. Archera at saka Senako pala, tapos na. Oo. Di race number 11. Oo, iba na pala. Ibang matchup na pala, sorry. So, sa Archera at si T-Mac Avatari yun, hindi pa naglaban. Senako T-Mac, di pa tapos. Mamaya. Sige. Okay, next. Race number 11. Alright, it's now time for race number 11. As Unicosmos will take on Paparoch. And for this race number 11, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 1, Paparoch at lane 2. Again, it's Unicosmos starting at lane 1 and Paparoch starting at lane 2 for this race number 11. People. Ready, set, bye. Ay, grabe naman yan. Wari. Ayun, nag-stop. 3 second violation. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Buti nga, ganun lang. Penultimate lap. Going to the final lane changer. Good. On to the final lap we go. Alright. Paparoch winner. Alright. Paparoch winner. Yan, finals rematch ngayon sila. Senako at saka si finals rematch mamaya. Okay. So, 1. Another loss. Ay, panay talo ata si Unicosmos ngayon dito. Yare. Dalawa na lang yung natira. Archera at Senako na lang yung mga hindi pa niya nakakalaban. Si Unicosmos. Paparoch 1. 3-1. Mukhang yung mga takbuang lasing ang maglaban ulit sa final. Maganda to pag nagkataon na yun ang final championship natin mamaya. Alright. Race number 12. Tama ba to? Okay. Race number 12 will now feature Avatari taking on Zeta. Avatari versus Zeta for race number 12. And for this matchup of Kulelats, it's going to be at the bottom 2, actually. Finished bottom 2 at the recently concluded previous race. Yan. Dun sa previous race, kaya kumakot na Kulelats. So for our race number 12, it's going to be Avatari starting at lane 2, Zeta starting at lane 1. Again, Zeta at lane 1, Avatari at lane 2, at their respective starting lanes in race number 12. Switch on. Ready, set, line. Terminal nung yung pagtalon ni yun na sumabit. Na-jinx ko. I jinx it. Penultimate lap. Man, I jinx it. Still good. Final lap. Let's see. Still firm. And that's the wrap. That's the wrap. Nice run. Nicely done. Zeta finally winning one. Alright. Zeta finally clinching a win. So, what's next for Zeta? Penultimate assignment will be against Team Avatari. No. Papa Roach. Yeah. And who else? Papa Roach and Zenaku. Alright. So, Papa Roach. Dito siya mamaya. Okay, si Avatari, ang natitirang assignment na lang niya, losing for the first time actually. Sumabit lang si Avatar, biglang naglakas. Okay. So, antayin niya dito si Archera, most likely. Yes. Archera at saka Zenaku. Archera at Zenaku, last assignments ni Avatari. Zeta, second win pala. Second win na pala yun. Hit pala yung kanina. Ito, yung pangalawang panalo pala ni Zeta, yun ang talagang malinis. That second win is much cleaner than the first one. The first one was ended in a hit, actually. So, that's the second win already for Zeta in our single round robin. Alright, officials timeout. We now have officials timeout. Okay. Nicely done. Okay, I'll just sanitize a little. For now. Okay. Alright, race number 13. Alright. Race number 13 will feature Tima Archera. Okay. Race number 13 will now feature T-Mac Avatari taking on Archera Myrtle. So, another battle of limited, another race between the limited edition car models in Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive. And for this race number 13, it's going to be T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 1, Archera Myrtle starting at lane 2. Once again, it's going to be Archera Myrtle starting at lane 2, T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 1 in this race number 13. Switch on. Oops, sorry. Ready, set, right. Ay, loaded. No hit. Loaded. That was close from my head. Man, that was close from my head. That was close from my head. Good thing I immediately picked up the car. So it's a hit. No hit. Still draw. Both cars ended in a draw. So that's just fine. Avatari, Archera, and Timak. Timak Avatari's remaining assignments are going to be Zenaku and Papa Roach. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's good. Draw. Both cars ended in a draw. Sumapit lang si Timak Avatari, biglang nagbulo eh. Malas pa. First to course out was Timak Avatari. Timak Avatari was the first one to course out, sumabit kasi. Next, race number 14. Okay. Going 2/3 of the 21 races in the single round robin, we got here the rematch from the previous championship race for our race number 14. Zenaku will face Unicosmos. So rat-ratan na tong dalawa sa ating race number 14. It's the rematch from the previous championship race. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zenaku starting at lane 2, Unicosmos starting at lane 1 again. It's going to be Zenaku starting at lane 2, Unicosmos starting at lane 1 in this rematch from the previous championship race for our race number 14. Sweet one. Ready, set, right. Good. Yun lang. Umiimbang lang eh. Oh, that was good. That's too bad. Wronging. Lost balance. Unfortunately, Zenaku lost balance. So therefore, that's a draw. Alright, I'll just wait. There's a spot right there. Deadly spot. Unfortunately, that was too much momentum on the part of Zenaku to stabilize itself and unfortunately ended in a draw. Their rematch is ended in a draw. A rematch was ended in a draw between the two of them, but with Unicosmos coursing out first. So first point. The first point for Unicosmos. Alright. So remaining assignments for Unicosmos, final assignment will be against Archera Myrtle. Okay, so wait there. Next, Timak Zenaku. Alright. Okay, next. Paparo Zelda. Okay. Race number 15. It's now time for our final third, starting with race number 15. It's going to be Papa Roach versus Zeta. So it's a battle of insects in our race number 15. The cockroach taking on the spider for our race number 15, wherein Papa Roach will start at lane 1, Zeta starting at lane 2. Once again, it's Papa Roach starting at lane 1, Zeta starting at lane 2 in this race number 15. We go. Ready, set, fight. Ay! Yun lang. Ano ba yun? Yung pasatagong back to mabit. Yung pasatagong back to mabit. Ano kaya yun? No, no. Penultimate lap. Going to the final lane changer. Almost losing balance. At the final lap, we go. That was smooth. Alright, finish. Zeta, winner. So the spider overwhelming the cockroach. The spider winning over the cockroach. Alright. So both cars will wait. Zeta's final assignment will be against Zenaku. And Papa Roach's final assignment will be against Timak Avatari. Alright. So Papa Roach lost for the second time. Sumabit right in the first lap. Zenaku last assignment. Okay, next. Race number 16. Yep. Race number 16. Race number 16 right away. We will now feature Archer Myrtle taking on Avatari. So it's Blast Arrow versus Aero Avante once again in our race number 16. And for this matchup, it's a batch up of Prodigal Blues. The Prodigal Blues going at it in our race number 16, wherein Archer Myrtle will start at lane 2 and Avatari will start at lane 1. Again, it's Avatari starting at lane 1, Archer Myrtle starting at lane 2 in this race number 16. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. Good. Para gatong okay, hit, take off. Winner. Winner. Winner, chicken dinner. Alright. Winner, chicken dinner. Torog. Mabis-bisinan. Narasin lang, narasin. Kaya sinabi na chicken dinner. Avatari winner over Archer Myrtle. Narasin lang, narasin. Tirig. Final assignment for Avatari will be against Zenaku. Alright. So, Papa Roach, last assignment. Timak Avatari. Okay. So, ayan. Space dito. Dito na yan. Number 17 na tayo. Ala. Avatari won over Archera by hit. By hit. That's a hit. Second hit. Only the second hit. For today's Sabado night's racing. Saturday Night Fever, as John Travolta will put it. Race number 17. Race number 17 will now feature Zenaku taking on T-Mac Avatari. And for our race number 17, it's going to be Zenaku starting at lane 1. T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2. Again, it's T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2 and Zenaku starting at lane 1 in this race number 17. Wait on. Ready, set, bye. Hit, take off. Aray upo. Distraction derbe. Distraction derby. Okay, oh. Puti na lang hindi nabasag. Check ko wala, baka nabasag yung yung cowl. Ay, baka yung front hook nabasag. Wala na, pag may nabasag, disqualified na kagad. Pag sa outside tournaments. Pag sa outside tournaments, pag mayroong nabasag na gano'n, wala na. DQ na. Buti na lang hindi ganun kalakas yung impact. The impact wasn't strong enough to break any car. So, head-on collision right there. Almost a destruction derby right there. And on that hit, it's going to be T-Mac Avatari settling a score against Zenaku. Ayun, na crescent wave, backfire. Nag-backfire ang crescent wave. Aray ko. Ere. Final assignment for T-Mac Avatari, Papa Roach. Same with Papa Roach. Final assignment, T-Mac Avatari. Okay. Then Zenaku will face Zeta this time. Zenaku's final assignment will be against Zeta and Avatari. Yan. Pwede rin ganun. 18, 19, 20, 21. Ayun, hindi magba-back to back. That's good. No back to back. No back to back race involving a single car. 2 consecutive races involving the same car. A single car. The same single car. So, 1. T-Mac wait. Hit pala. Third. That's actually the third already. Tamiya, Senako. At the upper left corner of my crosshatch. When Senako lost. Two more assignments remaining. Alright. Final assignment for both Unicosmos and Archer Myrtle facing each other in our race number 18. Unicosmos versus Archer Myrtle to face each other in our number 18. And for this matchup, it's going to be Unicosmos starting at lane 2. Same with its respective color design, that's red. And Archer Myrtle will start at lane 1. Again, mamawan na tong laban na to ha. Again, it's Archer Myrtle starting at the blue lane or lane 1. Unicosmos will start at the red lane or lane 2. Identical with the respective color designs here in this race number 18. Ready, set, bye. Good. Draw. Inclusive. Inconclusive. So, sino yung unang nang-inbound? Inconclusive. The course out was inconclusive. Which course out first? So, we have to restart. Ready, set, bye. Okay. Good. Okay. Follow me. Okay. Welcome back. Come to Papa. Draw game. So both Unicosmos and Archer Myrtle ending their campaign in a draw. Alright, so Unicosmos was the first to force out. Okay. Draw. Archer draw. So unfortunately, Unicosmos will bow out. Definitely, Unicosmos will bow out of contention for today's edition of DTL SMC Season 2. Sigurado na yan kasi wala naman siya masyadong naipanalo. Panay tabla, 2 points lang. So, dead last na yan, malamang. Alright. Next. Race 19. Okay. Final assignment for Zeta. Zenako penultimate assignment in this race number 19. Alright. Zenako versus Zeta, Battle of Blacks in our race number 19. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 2, Zenako at lane 1. Again, Zenako starting at lane 1, Zeta starting at lane 2. Here in this race number 19. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. Hey! Good. Draw game. Welcome back. Draw game. Buti na lang umuwi sa akin. Draw game. So, Zeta back, finish. Zeta down, Unicosmos down, Archer Myrtle down to our last 2 races. Down to our final 2 races of the single round robin here in this Sabado Nights edition. Alright, so draw. Zeta and Zenako ending their campaign. Zeta ending its campaign in a draw. Zeta forced out actually. Zeta sumabit kasi sa lane changer nawalan ng balance. Wala na, hindi na-stuck si Zeta first to force out. Penultimate race. Alright. It's the penultimate race of our single round robin here on DTL SMC Season 2. This Sabado Nights edition with T-Mac Avatari taking on Papa Rod. So it's a race for third rematch. Rematch from the previous race for third for our race number 20. And for this matchup, it's going to be a T-Mac Avatari starting at lane 2, Papa Roach starting at lane 1. So contrasting colors with contrary to what their respective color design is. Ang kanilang kanilang mga respective starting lanes. It's Team Abatari at the red lane or lane 2 and Papa Roach at the blue lane or lane 1, being the respective starting lanes for this race number 20 and also the penultimate race of the single round robin this Sabado night Fever edition. Feature. Ready, set, bye. Magandang laban to, parehong lating eh. Ayun na magandang laban, parehong lating eh. Abatari. Team Abatari in the lead. Papa Roach stealing that lead. Team Abatari catching up onto the penultimate lap. Final lane changer for Team Abatari. Still good. At the final lap we go. Let's see if Team Abatari can retain the lead. And that's good. That was good. That was indeed a good run. What a great show of stability right there. Both are slow runners, but in the end, it's going to be Team Avatari emerging victorious over Papa Roach, retaining its might. Alright. Team Avatari prevailing over Papa Roach in that race for third rematch. Alright. Papa Roach, third loss. Di pa rin nakabawi kay Team Abatari. Sa kalam. Ero abante lang sa kalam. Sabay gano'n. Alright, finally but definitely not the least is our race number 21 when Zen Apple takes on Abatari to wrap up the single round robin here in our Saturday night edition of DTL SMC Season 2. And for this race number 21, it's going to be Zenaco starting at lane 1, Abatari starting at lane 2. Once again, it's Zenaco at lane 1 and Abatari at lane 2 being the respective starting lanes for our race number 21. Also the final race of the elimination round this Saturday night edition of DTL SMC Season 2. Switch on. Ready, set, fight. Alay ko! Penultimate lap. Final lap. Alright. Closing out the single round robin this Saturday night is Abatari emerging victorious over Zenaku. Alright. So I guess we will now have a new champion. At the end of this race day. So, ano nga to? So, that wraps up our single round robin phase of our Saturday night edition here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. So when we return, we will now have the official scorecard and as well the top 4 and go into our and right away we're going to the knockout stage of this rainy Sabado night edition of DPAT's Tamiya Stock Motor Conference Season 2. So stay tuned for more Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action right here on DPAT TV. Alright mga ka-DPAT, welcome back to DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 on Saturday evening of July 19, 2025 with yours truly, Don Patrick DPAT Aguilar calling the shots here in our live coverage, live streaming on DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. So for those who are still new to this channel, please like, follow, share, and subscribe to DPAT TV, Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. DPAT's Tamiya League, An Evening with DPAT Aguilar, and DPAT Aguilar on Facebook. All of those three are my Facebook pages. And of course, on TikTok, it's at DPAT Tamiya League. Alright. Okay, so at the end of our single round robin, this Saturday night edition of DTL SMC Season 2, we'll now have the official scorecard. It's going to be Avatar topping the list. Topping all the 7 cars at the end of the 21 races in the single round robin with 5 wins and 1 loss. The only loss garnered was against Zeta, and which coincidentally Zeta scored 9 points total, 3 wins, 3 draws, making it second seeded car going to our knockout stages. And Avatar with a total of 10, top seed. Zeta second seed with 9 points, 3 wins, 3 draws. And number 3 will be Timac Avatari with 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. 3 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, making it a total of 8. And the fourth and final semi-finals slot will be garnered to Papa Roach with 3 wins, 3 losses, making it a total of 6. And yun na nga po yung official result. Nag-dominate na naman po ang AR chassis. So the AR chassis machines are will be dominating this final 4. 3 of the 4 which will enter the knockout stages are AR chassis machine, and the other one being a Super 2 car. So it's going to be Avatari versus Papa Roach in our first semi-final match. Yes, first semi-final matchup. Second semi-final matchup will be Zeta versus Timac Avatar. Alright, so yun yung mga final 4 natin. Unfortunately for Archela Myrtle, garnered 4 points. And Zen Aku, dethroned early on with only a total of 3 draws, 3 losses. Yes, Archela Myrtle, 2 losses, 4 draws. Then Unicosmos with 4 losses, 2 draws, making it dead last in the standing with only 2 points. So kulela to naman si Unicosmos. So it's the best opportunity right now for Papa Roach to grab the lead from Unicosmos, since they are tied at 7 points apiece in the aggregate scoring for this month. So with only 3 race days left, including today, Papa Roach will have the opportunity to regain the top seed, regain the top spot and aggregate scoring tally for this month of July 2025. So Papa Roach will earn it the hard way, the hardest way possible, because Papa Roach will be entering the semifinals round as the 4th seeded car, taking on Avatari, which is on the run, which is currently on a good run. So let's see if Avatari will continue its magical run for today's Sabado night's edition of DTL SMC. Alright. So without further ado, it's now time for our KO stages, KO rounds or knockout rounds to proceed right away. Here now is our first semifinals matchup. Okay, I'll just put the flash on. All right, semifinals number 1 right away will now feature the top seeded car Avatari taking on the 4th seeded car, and for this matchup of slow running cars, it's going to be Avatari starting at lane 2, and it's going to be lane 2. Lane 2 for Avatari, lane 1 for Papa Roach, with their respective starting lanes. Once again, it's Papa Roach starting at lane 1, the blue lane, and Avatari will start at the red lane or lane 2, because Avatari is the top seeded car. Papa Roach is the 4th seeded car. So that's why the higher seeded car will start at lane 2. So it's a carryover from the 21 from the early 21 races. Previous 21 races we played for today's edition. Alright. Once again, you're still watching DPAC's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2. And we are now in our knockout stages of this Sabado night edition. Here now is our semifinals. Number 1 to begin with. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. Ah! What happened? What just happened? Holy smoke, what just happened? Point, 4 points. Penultimate lap. 4 ranking, 4 ranking. Final lane changer. Good. Final lap. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. And it's going to be Avatari re-entering the championship round for the second time in its DTL history. And Avatari will await the winner of Zeta and Team Avatari semifinals matchup. Alright, so without further ado, let's proceed right away with our semifinals number 2. It's going to be Zeta, the second seeded car, taking on the third seeded car, Team Avatari. Alright, so in their previous duel, it's both Team Avatari and Zeta ended in a draw, but Team Avatari coursed on first. And for our semifinals number 2, it's going to be Team Avatari starting at lane 2, Zeta at lane 1 this time around. Again, it's going to be Zeta at lane 1 and Team Avatari at lane 2 as their respective starting lanes. Para palilinisin yung dalawa. Kasi nahihirapan silang kumuha ng grip pag ano eh. Kung slick carrier lang, kahit dumihan ko, pwede. Eh, hard taka super hard. So might as well, we have to clean it up. Alright. Alright mga kadipat, mga ka-DTL at mga ka-Tamiya, here now is our semifinals number 2. Switch on. Ready, set, bye. That was a good drive. After penultimate lap, still good. Final lap. That's fine. Not just fine. Both cars doing fine, but Zeta was just too much for Team Avatar to handle. Alright. So it's going to be Avatari versus Zeta in the top two finishers at the end of our single round robin for today's edition of DTL SMC, going at it in our championship race to culminate our festivities in our Saturday night fever for today. Alright. So still good run though for both. Partida kasi hindi ako nakapaglinis kaya I wasn't able to clean the motors and recharge the batteries, so that's why they are just too slow. But of course, that is just 6 laps all the way, so we don't need to just yet. I just don't need to charge batteries just yet. Maybe this coming week, possible. So right. So there you go. Time now for our race for third right away. Alright. I'll just readjust the camera angle, the proper angle that is. Alright, race for third right away. Okay, so we'll now proceed right away with our race for third, and it's going to be Team Avatari taking on Paparoch. Alright, so for our race for third, it's going to be Paparoch starting at lane 1 again. So Paparoch will start again at lane 1. Team Avatari this time at lane again also, I think. Yes. 3 versus 4 pala ito. So, pareho sila ng kanilang respective starting lanes dun sa semifinal, dun sa kaninang semifinal. So, it's going to be Papa Roach at lane 1 and Team Atari at lane 2 be the respective starting lanes once again. So, hindi sila nagbago ng respective starting lane. Yung pa rin. Alright? Alright mga ka-BPAT, mga ka-BPL at mga ka-Tamiya, here now is our race for third this Saturday night edition of July 19, 2025 here on DTL SMC Season 2. First to make 6 laps, switch on. Ready, set, bye. Hinabol na! Yehey! Ba, hinabol pa oh! Ganda dito! Ala, sige! Penultimate lap! Final lap! Ayun na, kinapos ng habol. Just falling short. Unfortunately, Papa Roach falling short right there. So it's still a tie. So it's still a tie between Unicosmos and Papa Roach on top of the standings when it comes to aggregate scoring. Still tied at 7 points apiece because Papa Roach was unable to win it in our race for third. So therefore, it's going to be Team Avatari adding additional point on its aggregate tally upon beating Papa Roach in the race for third round. Alright. So, Team Avatari retaining its third place finish. So, that's back-to-back third place finishes actually for Team Avatari. So, that's still a good run though. Ibang klase. Kung kailan last 2 laps, tsaka lang lumamang eh. Tapos from there on, wala na. Di na nahabol. Oh, man. Alright. Time now for our championship race to culminate our festivities here in our Sabado night's edition of DTL SMC with Avatari when Avatari takes on Zeta. So the top 2 finishers at the end of our single round robin for today, going at it to wrap up festivities here on DTL SMC Season 2 for July 19, 2025. And for this matchup, it's going to be Zeta starting at lane 1. And it's going to be Avatari at lane 2. Once again, it's Avatari starting at lane 2, Zeta starting at lane 1 for our championship race. So let's see. The last time na ano yung naging resulta ng kanilang first meeting for today, it went out to be, yung mga kulelat pa pala, sila palang finalist. Yung nagkulelat coming into this race day, sila pala yung finalist. Maganda to. So, pagkakataon ni Zeta na makadalawa. Will this be the second championship for Zeta? Or will Avatari becoming a new champion once in additional 3 aggregate points? Alright. Alright mga ka-Dipat, mga ka-DTL at mga ka-Tamiya. It's now time for our championship race to culminate our festivities in our Saturday night edition of DTL SMC this July 19, 2025. First to make 6 laps. Switch on. Kala nyo 10 laps, no? 6 laps all the way lang po. Ready, set, bye. Good. Ang hina na. Maliban na lang kung umiimbang. Ayun na nga! Kasasabi ka lang, maliban na lang kung umiimbang. Ayun na nga, right on cue. That was right on cue. Right on target. At the penultimate lap. Another Jinx. Tracking in again. At the final lap we go. Will this be the first championship? And that's it. And that's it. And that's the wrap. What a way to end our Sabado night's edition of DTL SNC Season 2 in our race day number 6 of the 8th rounder for this month, with Avatari emerging victorious as our newly crowned champion, newly crowned daily champion that is. So that's first time in DTL history that Avatari win the title. Holy smoke! Eh, kasasabi ka lang maliban na lang kung may umembang unless that courses out. And it did. And it happened. You know, you know, anything's possible. Nothing's impossible, you know. That's just life. Tamiya is lifer. That's just life, but Tamiya is lifer. Iyon. Wow! What a way to culminate our festivities, mga kadipat, in our DTL SMC, with Avatari emerging victorious as our newly crowned champion in our DTL SMC Season 2. And yan na nga po, recapping, summarizing our Sabado Night edition this July 19, 2025. After the 21 races in the single round robin, Avatari top seed, Zeta second seed, Team Avatari third seed, and Paparos fourth seed. And in the semifinals matchup, Avatari versus Paparos was the first semifinals matchup. Zeta versus Team Avatari in the other semifinals matchup. It went out to be Avatari and Zeta went at it in our championship race. Race for third matchup was Team Avatari versus Paparos. Still, no change in their seeding coming into the semifinals round. No change in the seeding all the way. Yon ang nangyari. Fourth seed, fourth place for Paparos. Third place for Team Avatari. Second place for Zeta. And champion for Team Avatari. So top seed all the way. Itong si Team Avatari winning its first championship in DTL history. Alright. So that wraps up our Sabado Night's edition here on DPAT's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2 this July 19, 2025. And once again, yours truly right here at the mic, Don Patrick DPAT Aguilar, signing off for now. Thanking you so much to all who watched this live and whoever will watch anytime for our amazing Tamiya Mini 4-wheel drive racing action streaming on DPAT TV Don Patrick Aguilar on YouTube. And for now, I remind everyone to stay safe and healthy, avoid negative vices, especially the drugs and all other negativities around you, and protect yourselves from all those negativities at all times and at all costs as well. Once again, Don Patrick Tipa Aguilar here, leaving you a pleasant Saturday evening to all of you, and have a hopefully you stay safe and dry. And of course, palipas na nga po yung bagyo for the meantime. So for now, we're safe for about a day or two. Or maybe after a couple of days, tsaka lang babalik ang habagat through babalik yung southwest monsoon through the next tropical storm, which is named Dante in the Philippines. I don't know the international name of that next weather disturbance. So hopefully we stay safe and dry. Yan, especially for Dipat Aguilar turning. I don't want to say my age anymore. I don't want to state my age anymore simply because I just want to be forever young. That's why. Irig. So once again, advance happy birthday to yours truly, Deepa Aguilar, next Saturday, July 26. Alright. So once again, like I always remind each and every true Filipino across the globe, love the Philippines, mahalin po natin ang Pilipinas at sama-sama po tayong bumangon muli at ipakita at ipagmalaki sa buong mundong tayo ay Pilipino, isigaw na malakas ang ating panalo, taos puso, taos no kahit kanino, at sa mga manlulupig, hindi pa sisiil, anumang dilubyo ang dumaan, lakad, matatag. Yan. Alright mga kadipat, once again, here's to you our newest champion for today's edition of DTL's Stock Motor Conference Season 2. Here's to you our latest champion for July 19, 2025. Avatari, the Aero Avante, the OG Aero Avante 18701 item number of that car kit. Alright, so once again, Deepa Aguilar here saying Shokran, Tusentak, and once again, this has been another presentation of another edition, another Tamiya Mini 4-Wheel Drive Racing edition here on the Pat's Tamiya League Stock Motor Conference Season 2.